Have you ever wondered how a single year can impact the financial world in a way that we never imagined? In the year 2020, the world was thrown into uncharted waters with the unexpected arrival of the COVID-19 pandemic. Like a storm that suddenly hit the calm sea, the pandemic sent shockwaves through the global economy, creating a turbulent year that no one could have predicted. The silent enemy, invisible to the naked eye, brought the bustling world to a standstill. From the metropolises of New York and London to the bustling marketplaces of Mumbai and Lagos, the pandemic forced millions of people into their homes, disrupting businesses and everyday life. The initial impact of the pandemic on the financial world was swift and brutal. Stock markets worldwide plunged into chaos, with investors scrambling to make sense of the situation. Fear and uncertainty ruled the roost. The Dow Jones saw its worst single-day point drop in history, and the FTSE 100 experienced its biggest crash since the financial crisis of 2008. It was as if the world had hit the pause button, and the stock markets reflected that global apprehension. But it wasn't just the stock markets that felt the heat. The global economy was on tenterhooks as international trade took a hit. Supply chains were disrupted, and businesses, big and small, braced for the worst. The pandemic was not just a health crisis, it was a financial crisis that threatened to unravel the fabric of the global economy. Yet, amidst the chaos and uncertainty, there was resilience. The world's financial institutions and governments were quick to respond, implementing measures to stabilize economies and cushion the impact. The world was in crisis, but it was fighting back. As 2020 unfolded, the world braced itself for an economic roller coaster ride, little knowing what was to come. Stay tuned as we delve deeper into how the events of this unforgettable year reshaped the financial landscape and what it means for us today. With economies collapsing around the globe, governments had to step in. But what was their role exactly? As the world grappled with the economic fallout of the pandemic, governments worldwide took on the role of the financial firefighter, rushing to douse the flames of economic uncertainty with various strategies. One of the most commonly employed strategies was the introduction of stimulus packages. These were essentially large sums of money injected into the economy, with the aim of stimulating economic activity and preventing or reversing a recession. For example, in the United States, the government rolled out a $2 trillion stimulus package, the largest in the country's history, to help keep the economy afloat. In addition to stimulus packages, governments also introduced relief funds. These were targeted measures aimed at providing financial support to individuals and businesses that were most affected by the pandemic. From small business loans to unemployment benefits, these relief funds served as a financial lifeline for millions of people around the world. But it wasn't just about throwing money at the problem. Governments also implemented policies to encourage consumer spending and investment. In many countries, interest rates were slashed to historic lows, making it cheaper for individuals and businesses to borrow money. These rate cuts were designed to encourage spending and investment, and in turn, stimulate economic growth. However, it's important to note that these interventions were not without controversy. Critics argued that they were simply a band-aid solution, and that they could lead to long-term economic problems, such as inflation and increased government debt. Despite these concerns, there's no denying that these government interventions played a crucial role in mitigating the economic impact of the pandemic. They helped to stabilize economies, prevent mass unemployment, and provide much-needed support to those who were hardest hit by the crisis. These government interventions were essential, but they were just the beginning of the financial saga of 2020. In a world turned upside down, some found opportunities to thrive, but who were these outliers? As the globe grappled with an unprecedented crisis, the tech industry was poised for a groundbreaking transformation. In the year 2020, the importance of digital services skyrocketed as the world adapted to the new norm, work from home. Technology companies, often referred to as tech giants, saw an unparalleled surge in growth. These were companies like Amazon, Google, Apple, and Facebook, whose services became more essential than ever in an increasingly digital world. The rise of the tech giants was not merely a result of the pandemic, but rather an acceleration of a trend that had been gradually unfolding over the years. These companies capitalized on the shift towards remote work, offering digital solutions to keep businesses running and people connected. Amazon, for instance, provided a lifeline for millions of consumers, delivering essential goods right to their doorsteps. Google and Facebook dominated the digital advertising landscape, while Apple's devices became indispensable tools for remote work and learning. But it wasn't just the established tech giants that thrived. Startups and mid-sized tech companies also saw significant growth, particularly those in the fields of cloud computing, cybersecurity, and telehealth. These sectors became essential as businesses, schools, and healthcare providers moved their operations online. Yet this rapid growth was not without its challenges. Concerns about privacy, data security, and market dominance became even more significant. Regulators worldwide began to scrutinize these companies more closely, leading to some notable legal battles and regulatory shifts. Despite these obstacles, the tech industry's resilience was evident. The companies that adapted quickly, embraced innovation, and provided essential digital services experienced substantial growth. The rise of tech giants underscored the shift towards a digital economy, a trend that became more prominent in 2020. The tech giants' ascendancy underscored the shift towards a digital economy, a trend that became more prominent in 2020. While some flourished, others faced a grim reality. What happened to the small businesses? In the tumultuous year of 2020, small businesses found themselves grappling with the unexpected and unprecedented. They were the unassuming ships caught in the storm, buffeted by wave after wave of economic turbulence. The pandemic's impact was not felt evenly across the board, and it was these enterprises, the backbone of many economies, that bore the brunt of it. Many of these businesses were forced to close their doors, some temporarily, others permanently. The sight of shuttered storefronts and vacant offices became a common one. The fact is, without the deep pockets of their larger counterparts, small businesses were more vulnerable to the financial strain caused by the pandemic. The closure of these enterprises rippled through the economy, leading to a surge in layoffs and unemployment rates. But it wasn't just the closures and layoffs. Small businesses also had to navigate the labyrinth of shifting government regulations, lockdown measures, and reduced customer spending. And then there was the sudden and urgent need to digitize, to move operations online. For many, this was a daunting task, fraught with challenges from lack of resources to the absence of technological know-how. The pandemic also highlighted the stark disparity between different sectors. While some industries like technology and pharmaceuticals thrived, others, especially those reliant on face-to-face interaction like hospitality and retail, were hit hard. These sectors, often dominated by small businesses, faced an uphill battle to survive, let alone thrive. The struggles of small businesses were not just a tale of economic hardship. They were a reflection of the people behind these enterprises, the entrepreneurs, the employees, the families. Each closed sign, each layoff, each struggle to adapt was a story of dreams deferred and livelihoods disrupted. In the end, the plight of small businesses exposed the harsh economic divide brought about by the pandemic. It was a reminder that in times of crisis, it's often the smallest players that face the greatest challenges. And it was a call to action for all of us to support and uplift these businesses, for they are integral to the fabric of our economies and our communities. So, where did all these developments leave us? And what can we learn from this unprecedented year? Well, folks, the year 2020 was a wild ride, to say the least, a roller coaster of financial developments that left us in a vastly different landscape. Let's take a moment to reflect on this. Firstly, the COVID-19 pandemic. It sent shockwaves through the global economy, resulting in a worldwide recession. It was a stark reminder of how interconnected our economies are and how global events can have far-reaching impacts on individual wallets. The lesson here? Be prepared for the unexpected and have a solid financial safety net in place. Secondly, government interventions. Governments worldwide stepped up to the plate, implementing unprecedented fiscal measures. From stimulus checks to business bailouts, we saw a concerted effort to cushion the blow of the pandemic. The takeaway? The role of government in economic stability is crucial, but it also highlights the importance of sound public policy and fiscal responsibility. Next, the rise of the tech giants. As the world shifted online, companies like Amazon, Google, and Apple soared to new heights. This underscores the importance of adaptability and innovation in business. It's a reminder to always be ready to pivot and seize opportunities, even in times of crisis. The impact on small businesses was profound. Many shuttered their doors, while others found ways to adapt and thrive. This brought home the importance of resilience and flexibility in business. It's a reminder that even in the face of adversity, with determination and creativity, we can overcome. So what's the big picture here? Well, it's about adaptability, resilience, and preparedness. It's about understanding the economic landscape and being ready to navigate its ups and downs. It's about seizing opportunities and learning from challenges. As we navigate the post-2020 landscape, the lessons from this tumultuous year will continue to shape our financial future. So let's take these lessons to heart, folks. After all, they've been hard-earned.